How's it going, everybody? This is Rusty here at FCP Euro, and today we're going to show you how to change your G01 X3 wiper blades. Now on the table in front of me, we do have a pair of front wipers from Bosch along with a rear wiper from BMW. Super simple to replace, not many tools needed, although aside from your 10 fingers, you may also need a small pocket screwdriver. However, we're going to try to do this just by hand. And as far as the service interval is concerned, personally, I like to replace my wiper blades either before winter or right in springtime. Generally in the Northeast where we are, we do have a lot of rain in the spring, so it's good to have a good set of wipers right after winter. You also may be experiencing some streaking, some chattering, or even a rip at the end of your blade. When that happens, you can actually use the end of the wiper or the center of the wiper to create scratches on your glass. So it is good, especially when you're getting out of springtime or going into winter, to keep an eye on that, making sure that you don't damage that glass. Now with that, let's go ahead and show you how to put these on. I bet you didn't think we'd have to start the wiper DIY from the inside of the car. However, we can put these wipers in a pause position or a installation position, commonly referred to as a service position. So we're just going to go ahead and key on, making sure the doors are closed as well as the engine lid, trunk, everything is closed. Once the key is on, you're going to hold the wipers. It's going to cycle once, twice, 3 times, and then you let go and it should rest up top. As you can see, these wipers are now up in an upright position. The wipers are actually tucked up underneath the hood in a rest position, so it is rather difficult to get in there without scratching the hood or actually getting the wipers off entirely. So now that we got those up in the service position, let's go ahead and show you how to replace them. All right, now before we go ahead and replace these wipers, we do just want to take a second to clean the glass. As you saw when we put the wipers in the service position, it did drag a lot of dirt up here, and we obviously do not want to have that on our new wipers. So we're just going to take a second here and clean the glass before we go ahead and replace the wipers. And obviously now with the wipers in the service position, you can actually put the wipers up to clean the glass. Not going to go too crazy, but we just want to remove a lot of that debris that we built up from doing the service position. And again, not to have that transferred to the new wipers. I'm not terribly worried. This car's gonna need a new windshield anyway, but this is more for the DIY purpose. So once you have a nice clean path for the wipers to lay upon and aren't dragging any of the previous dirt, I'm gonna rest this one so that doesn't fling down on us. And you're gonna wanna just kind of depress this clip right here. If it's fighting you at all, you may wanna pull the wiper down towards the floor and secure that in there using your thumb and keeping that pushed while you slide that out. Obviously, you're going to want to keep a hand on this. This is spring loaded. You do not want to let go of that with no wiper on there. That can certainly crack your glass. And just to mention, the driver's side does have the much larger, longer wiper blade. You can see here that is certainly much longer than the passenger side. If you install these incorrectly, you could have a little bit of overextension of the wiper, scratching your paint. So just make sure you have the longer one on the driver's side and the shorter one on the passenger side. Now go ahead and insert that into the groove, making sure you hear that audible click. You'll also feel that as well. And then rest that wiper blade right on the glass. We're gonna do the same thing to the passenger side with the shorter blade. This one's a little bit more of a reach. Kind of do it in stages here, making sure that's nice and secure. Get our old wiper blade out of there. Now those have been replaced. We've cleaned our glass. And now, just like when we put the wipers into service position, we want to make sure the hood is still closed, all the doors and lids are still closed. Get in the car, key on real quick, which I already have the key on, and then you're going to hold the wiper stock similar to how we had it into service position. Hold it, and then about 3 seconds, it should drop back onto the hood. Just like that. Now, key off, you're ready to go ahead and replace your rear wiper blade. All right, unlike the front, the rear is much more accessible. We do not have to put it in any sort of service position. However, we do want to consider cleaning the glass. As you can see, there's a lot of debris built up under there, and just like the front, we don't want to transfer that to the new wiper blade. So take a minute, a little glass cleaner and a rag. There is no clips on this rear wiper blade. It is simply a press fit, and then the wiper arm kind of holds it in place. So when you go to release these, you are going to want to tip it up, and you're going to kind of grab here and kind of pull down on it. There we go. So as you saw, it's a little bit of a finesse. You kind of have to wiggle it. It may be seized into place. It's probably got a little bit of dry plastic in there. So this little receiving end of the wiper kind of just clicks in there. So be careful not to pull that off and stress that wiper arm too much, but you will need to use a little bit of force to get that off. Now, same thing with going to install this. You're going to have to kind of force this on until it clicks, and there is a little barb in here you're going to want to locate that on. So we're going to go ahead and locate that onto that little provision. Same thing on the front. Make sure you hear that audible click and engagement, and then rest that wiper arm down there. We're going to go back up front, cycle the rear wiper one time just to make sure that it is secured, but after hearing that audible click, I'm not too worried. We just want to make sure that we don't have any streaks or chattering with this new wiper. So let's go back up front and we'll just verify the wipers are working. All right, we hope you guys enjoyed today's video. Super simple DIY. Just wanted to show you guys how to replace the wipers and put it in service position. A couple of little tricks and tips along the way. If you guys enjoyed today's video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you have any questions, comments, or concerns, get into the comments section below. As always, we will have plenty more DIYs on this vehicle and many others like it, so don't forget to subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you on the next one.